Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another new episode of the Building and Chatting podcast. As you can see, my tone is completely different because today we're not reviewing Velma. We're reviewing Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. Ant-Man and the Wasp QUANTUMANIA or Ant-Man 3. So But first, let's say hello to our two co-hosts today. Today, we are I am joined by always my fellow co-host and co-owner of the Building and Chatting podcast, WM Productions.
Hello.
And on the bottom, as you see there, I have my friend, one of my best friends from elementary all the way to now. We've just been good friends since then. But my best friend Parker, or as he's wanting to call himself for this episode, I got holes, which you will understand once we get into our review. So today we are going to be talking about everything Ant-Man and the Wasp QUANTUMANIA. So let's get right on into it.
Hi.
Hello.
All right. So, first of all, who wants to start us off? Because I know I've done a lot of talking in these, and I don't want to take away from you guys as well talking. So, um, do you want to start us off, WM? What
Well,
happens
we've never
at the
done a
beginning?
movie one, so I don't really know how to start us off.
I'll start it off first. So, we're going to kind of split this into three parts. We'll do the beginning, the middle, and the end, usually. That's how I would probably do a movie one like this. But at the beginning of the movie, Ant-Man's walking down the street, right? Oh no, I'm sorry. But even before that, it shows there's this beginning scene after the Marvel credits shows, right at the opening.
Oh yeah,
It it shows Janet Van Dyne meeting Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror saves her, and he's like, "Can you help me build my ship? I'm a lost traveler." And Janet's like, "Okay, I'll help you fix your ship." And that's how Kang and Janet Van Dyne meet in the quantum realm. Because as you know, this is while she's trapped in the quantum realm for 30 years. As we know from Ant-Man and the Wasp, the sequel movie. So, of course, that was from the last Ant-Man movie, and it just explores this idea a little more about the quantum realm and stuff like that. So, the next thing that happens is the next thing that happens is Ant-Man's walking down the street. And he's like, "How did I get a life so amazing that now I'm an Avenger? I have a great family, great friends. Everybody knows my name. I get to have pictures with dogs, and I get free food from my favorite place." And then the old man at the coffee shop, he says, "We always love you, Spider-Man." And then he smiles and walks off. And so yeah, but then he goes home but it shows like he's having a good life now with Hope and Cassie and Hank and Janet. I'm assuming it's like of course he's like married or something to Hope Van Dyne, and they have their daughter, of course. So yeah, so he goes home. They're having pizza with the family, and or sorry, no, he has to get his daughter out of jail because he was at a book reading he was doing. The lines he was saying was from a book he wrote,
yeah.
and the last thing in that book was like, "I always will stand up for the little guy," and that repeats itself later. But he goes to pick up his daughter from jail, and he's like, "Why did this happen?" And she was like, "It was a peaceful protest, and I was trying to protect the people at the protest from the police. The only people that don't get caught by police are those trust fund assholes, is what Cassie was saying. So I was like, okay, I see what they're doing here. And then, as a joke, Scott Lang or Ant-Man starts playing his own audio book on the radio to make his daughter embarrassed and stuff. And then they get home and they eat pizza as a family. And then Scott wants to talk about, like, why the heck were you in jail? And how do you even know about quantum technology? Or like, well, she knows about it, right? But how are you like so good with it? And you have a suit. What are you talking about? He's freaking out. Basically, he's being that overprotective parent. And but Hank, Hope, and Cassie tell him, like, "Hey, we've been working with the quantum realm." And then Janet is suddenly on Ant-Man on Scott Lang's side, and she's like, "Bro, you can't be working with the quantum realm. I told you, it messed me up after 30 years." And then they go to see what Cassie's been working on, and it's a device that sends signals through the ants or whatever, right? It sends signals through the ants down to the quantum realm. And once Janet hears it sends signals down to the quantum realm to bring people back to Earth or whatever, she's like, "Close that bitch now." And she shuts it off, but then this blue orb comes out of the device, and it sucks them all into the quantum realm. And Scott saves Cassie from meeting a bad death, and Janet, Hope, and Hank Pym are together. So father, daughter, and mother are together, and father and daughter are together. So the two families are together. The Langs and the Pyms are together. That's your split. We got Scott and Cassie Lang as one team, and then the Pyms as the other. So they're together. And Janet's telling them all about the quantum realm. And he's like, "We need to meet a friend of mine." And then Scott and Cassie get captured by the quantum people. So first of all, which path do you want to go down first for talking? Do you want to go to the quantum people path, guys? Or do you want to go with Ant-Man's side first, or with Hope's side? Which one are we doing?
Let's go
Hope's
with Hope.
side first.
Hope, yeah.
Okay. So they're going to that what city area or whatever to go and meet Janet's friends, right? This person that can help them. And they go to the bar and they drink this space juice that can it has like a translator in it or something, and it can make you understand the aliens, which is really a cool thing. I think that's pretty cool. And after that, they meet. They say, "Hey," Janet says to someone like, "Hey, I need to meet Calypso," or whatever his name was. And then he comes in on his ship and he's like, "Janet, it's so
Bill
nice
Murray.
It's so nice to see you here." And flipping Peter Venkman comes out. Flipping Bill Murray is here. I thought flipping Ghostbusters was about to play, but he comes walking down the path and it's like, "Hello, Janet," and basically he's like, he does the thing where, like, "I've betrayed you to Kang. I'm sorry, but you should have known the consequences with you leaving and all, because Kang has now devastated this entire realm because of what you did, of how you let his power grow. And now he asks for you to come back to him, to help him build his multiverse, to help him build his gate or whatever, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "You shouldn't have messed with him at that time, Janet, and you shouldn't have left us." And it seems like they were also lovers at one point in the 30 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, so and then Hank's over here getting a little jelly. And but basically they kill Bill Murray, they kill everybody in the place because they don't want to get captured, and they steal Bill Murray's ship. And then Hank has to stick his arms into the ship, remember? And it looks like flipping gelatin tubes or
Yeah,
something.
she's
It's really
it's just like flying a bike.
like flying a bike, yeah, because remember, her sense of reality has been so twisted. from the quantum realms. That's all she knows. So flying bikes are, she's used to that more than
Yeah.
normal Earth stuff. So yeah, but they get a ship and they're going to go and find Scott and Cassie. So let's talk about Scott and Cassie. Where do they end up? They end up at the quantum civilization, is what I want to call it, or the quantum rebellion civilization, whatever. And I gotta admit, this is one of the first times I was chuckling my ass off. There's this scene in the movie. Scott can't understand what anyone's saying, right? There's all these aliens around them chanting, but "Juga Booga," whatever, right? And they're just shouting. And then Cassie in the corner, you see this juice dripping out of her mouth.
It looks
And
like
then
blood, though.
Yeah, it looks like blood or like a really dark grape juice or something. And then she says this flipping line. But when I thought about it, it just made me instantly die laughing in the theater. I didn't laugh too loud. I wasn't trying to be too annoying. But Cassie says this line. She says, "Drink the ooze, Dad. Drink the ooze." And I lost it, bro. I lost it. I lost it in the theater. I'm like, oh my God. I don't want to drink any dude's ooze or whatever's going on here. But they the mind reader the mind reader guy and the holes man. I got hole. I have no holes. I have no holes. That guy, him and the mind reading man go up to him and shove this juice down his mouth, and it looks so weird.
But I was thinking, was that juice? It didn't look real. Was that CGI?
I don't know, man.
Did they CGI juice?
Dude, but how they were shoving it down his throat did not look right at all. But then he's like, and then this dude comes up to him, the guy that Parker has on the screen there, that blobby man. He says, "What was that stuff?" And the blob man says, "That was me. That was my juice. I have no holes. Do you have holes?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got holes." And then the mind reader's like, 7. You got holes. This man is Hole Man from now on.
Hole Man.
But he meets the people there, and I'm like, "What are you doing on this planet?" or whatever. He meets the female leader or whatever of this rebellion, and she's like, "If you know nothing of this place like you say you do, and you are just from Earth or whatever, then just leave." And then she tells her guards, "Just get them out of here. They don't know anything about this realm. So yeah, why are they here?" And then Scott says, "Oh, can you help us? We're trying to find Janet." And then she's like, "Janet, she doesn't need to be here. She needs to get out of here." And then as soon as stuff happens, Kane's ships come upon them as they did Hope and him, Hope and Hank and all them, right? Kane's ships are there for them too, to find them. And the rebellion has these ships that look like flipping dongs. I'm sorry, they do. Look like flipping dongs. Penis
Pinnacle
ships.
dongs.
There's the penis ships.
Oh, yeah, I remember these ships.
Yeah, the penis ships. There is also my favorite character in all of this movie, bro. There was Kane's ships, but then there was my boy MODOK, and he came down with the armor plate over his face. So I was like, "Oh, that looks cool. That's a cool design." And then he takes off the mask, and me and Parker just lost it in the theater, bro. We were like, "What the fuck?"
The CGI is awful on that.
Yes. Still my favorite character, though. I loved it. I was always entertained when MODOK was on screen. I don't care if the CGI was bad. That I was like that meme. Are you not entertained? Like, Oh my god, I loved it. I loved it. And then MODOK captures Scott and Cassie and takes them to Kang's fortress, right? So we are finally at our kind of middle crossroads point of the film, right?
Uh-huh.
So Kang's like, well, Scott, and you guys can talk about this too if you want. Just let me know if you want to talk. Oh, it goes over MODOK's origin, how Kang found him, and showed him as like a little face baby butt thing. Remember?
Yeah, he turned him into that, the ultimate weapon.
The minds. Yeah, like the ultimate defense. Mechanized organ. Oh, that's it. Mechanized organism designed for killing. MODOK. And
MODOK.
and bro, I loved it. I loved it so much. But they got his origin of how Kang created him, and then Kang's like, "Well, I need you to get something for me. If you don't, Scott, your daughter's dead."
And he's
And
like, "I'm gonna kill her in front of you, and then make you relive it
over
again,
and over and over again. Yeah. And I loved I loved Jonathan Majors' performance as Kang in this. I thought Kang was a good villain for Marvel, and we've missed a villain like this, honestly. I'm going to be very honest. Speaking about Kang, remember, though, this is the next Thanos. This is the next major player in the MCU for villains. This guy is the next Thanos. So Kang the Conqueror has already showed that he can tear people's asses apart, and he's still got more to show, is what I'm saying. He's still got more to show later in the timeline for what these next few movies or shows or whatever. This was a great introduction to Kang. We also got him in Loki, if you remember Loki.
Oh yeah.
He was the guy at the end of Loki in the Watchtower. So yes, that's why there was a. And we'll get to the post-credit scenes at the end, of course. We're just going to go through the movie itself. But Kang's like, "Hey, Scott, you better get this thing for me, or I'm killing your daughter, motherfucker. Okay, just you go get that thing for me." So he's like, "Okay, so Scott, you got to shrink down into this core of mine and collect a core from the shattered remains of this chasm or whatever, right? And the reason why this thing is shattered is because Janet blew up his multiversal core, which is what his ship used to travel across time and space, right? It's kind of like the TARDIS from Doctor Who, if someone needs help knowing what that is. But his ship gets broken by Janet while she's in the quantum realm. So the reason why she destroys it, you're like, well, she was helping him, wasn't she? And yeah, she was. But she saw on his multiversal core, because remember, what happens when you touch it, guys?
It's linked to his mind.
Yeah, the ship's linked to Kang's mind. So she saw everything he did. And she saw that he was basically a tyrant, a conqueror, a warrior, this person that was just out for blood at any point. So that's why she attaches the shrinking and growing things of the Ant-Man. Remember the shrinkers and enlargers or whatever? She attaches it to Kang's energy core for his ship, and then it blows up and creates this shattered slow time, like fractured core. It's just split across this big chasm because it literally is like, it's like a nuke, right? That's been paused. If you know what I mean, right? Like, like when a nuke goes off, right? It's like that, but it's like the smoke and everything, but it stopped. Like the event paused. It never got to a city or anything, it just paused as the mushroom cloud. That's what it looks like. It's crazy. So Scott has to go through this thing and keep shrinking and shrinking and shrinking get to the core, and like go and use like these different versions of himself to get up to the core. And then Hope, Hank, and Janet get there in the nick of time. And then Hope goes in to help Scott. Hope and Scott get the core. Everyone's happy. He thinks he's going to get his daughter back. But Kang's like, man, you shouldn't have trusted me. Your daughter's better off with me anyway. Bye. And then he just starts shooting flipping energy balls like it's Dragon Ball Z at flipping Scott and Hope and everybody. And he's like, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, that's what Kang was like. He's like, I'm out of here. So everyone in the Ant-Man family is going to go and get Cassie back, right? But then Hank's like, I found the ants, Scott. So,
oh my gosh.
and he's like, socialism ants, they are so good. So, that was literally something they said in the movie. So they used the ants to help them take over Kang's fortress, right? No, Cassie helps free the rebel people, remember? And then she broadcasts a message so they can track her, right? Correct. Remember, because she uses her message so Ant-Man can track his daughter. Remember? She recorded that broadcast.
What?
You
Yeah,
guys
the
remember?
broadcast. Yeah.
Yeah, the broadcast, and they find her, and then Ant-Man, Hope, everybody starts attacking the fortress.
Oh, that broadcast. Yeah, that gave me like flashbacks to Andor
It's fine.
because of
But,
the mom, that one scene.
Yeah. But the broadcast happens. They all march upon the gate. The rebellion army is there. Ant-Man and Hope, Hank and Janet, everyone's there. And Ant-Man becomes Giant Man with Hope on his shoulder. And he just starts smashing everything of Kang's. He's like, motherfuck you. It just starts going crazy. And then the next thing that happens in the movie, it was a gift from God. This was one of the best meme templates jokes ever. The guy that says he had no holes gets shot, right? He gets shot by
Oh my
the
gosh,
Kang
yes.
robots. And then he's like, I got holes! I got holes! And he starts sucking the Kang robots down him, which sounds really wrong when I think about it, but either way, it's hilarious. I laughed my ass off. And then Kang and MODOK are like, what the shit is going on? How is this happening? And Janet is up there, right, with Kang, and then she beats him or stops him from getting a core, right? Was that? Yeah, she blows something up, remember? And that's how Kang gets the core away from him. And then
something up.
Yeah, and then Ant-Man. I'm trying to remember. Oh no, Cassie's fighting MODOK at this point.
Oh yeah, and this is the part where she says the thing.
This is where she says that thing, yeah. So they're fighting MODOK, and she tricks him out and goes big and flipping, literally sucker punches this guy, and they keep beating him down, and he gets
she
blasted.
got really big like your dad, though.
Yeah, really big, and he gets blasted by her, and he's sitting there, and he's like, Cassie, I'm sorry, I can never stop being a dick, and I hope to be better someday. And she's like, it's never too late to stop being a dick. Like it's some Super Bowl commercial or something. Like it's never too late to get mashed potatoes. Like it was like a Super Bowl line. It's like it's something they would say like one of those corny ass commercials. And it's never too late to stop being a dick. And then Ant-Man and Cassie reunite. They hug as in their giant form, and then Cassie shrinks down because remember, if you don't eat while you're Ant-Man, it like decreases your hunger, or it makes you hungry and fatigued. So she passed out.
Yep.
For a little bit. So Ant-Man and Hope go up to fight. Ant-Man, the Ant family goes to fight Kang at the front, and he's like, "Do you think you can stop me?
I am king.
I am Kang, the Conqueror. You think you can stop me? I have conquered worlds, defeated more Avengers than you could ever imagine." Like all this stuff, and then they start fighting him. Yeah, he's not getting too far and everything. They're not getting too far. They keep getting punched back and beaten and stuff. But Hank Pym sends in the ants, right? The ants, man's best friend. But the ants start piling in. They start destroying all the ships and everything at Kang's. And Kang's like, "What is this treachery or debauchery, whatever?" And he puts up a shield. And the ants almost get in, but he pushes a lot of them back, right? Get ready, guys. MODOK comes rolling in, shocks Kang's shield, blows up Kang's shield and himself, and he says, "I'm not a dick anymore. I'm an Avenger," and it just blows up Kang.
Oh my god.
And then Scott's like, "You are an Avenger, buddy. You are one." And then MODOK dies.
He doesn't die though. I don't think though.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But Kang goes to Scott and Hope and Cassie go to go fight Kang in the Watchtower, and they beat him a little bit. And Hope, Janet, Hank, and Cassie all escape through the portal, right? But Aunt Scott is too late because Kang pushes him out the way before he could get in, and he tries to go in, but then Scott's like, "You ain't doing that, buddy." And they start having a fight. He breaks Ant-Man's mask by crushing his mask down into the floor, like he stepped on his mask. I don't know how to explain it. Like he stomped down on his head and his mask broke. That's it. And yeah, I mean they start fighting with that. He starts fighting without his mask and stuff. And Scott's getting beat pretty bad. I thought. Did you guys think he was gonna die in this moment when you saw this? And
Yeah,
saw
I thought
how
he was
bad?
gonna die.
Me too. Did you, Parker?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't think he was gonna be saved. But then the portal opens up again. Hope jumps through and starts blasting Kang's booty cheeks on fire, bro. She just boom, boom, boom. And then they both start shooting him. And then they sucker punch him into the core. And then he gets ripped in half by the multiversal core and dies. His body gets ripped in half somehow. Or he gets sucked into the core itself. I don't know exactly, but yeah. So then Scott and Hope, another portal. They figure a way to open another portal up, and they go through. And then that's it. And then Scott's like, after all, I had a pretty good time. My family's safe. We defeated an emperor. We learned more about the quantum realm. And now I get to celebrate a birthday with my daughter. But wait a minute. Kang said if he died, a more powerful version of him would come back. Wait, what does that mean? Did I unleash him to become even more powerful? Something bad going to happen? And when he was saying, yeah, did I just kill everyone? When I heard him say this, I'm like, is Kang going to flip into just like smash down onto the street and just start blasting everything. Like, I honestly thought Kang was just gonna show up there,
Yeah, I did too.
but he didn't. He has a fun time with his family. He has a fun birthday dinner with Cassie and all of them. And then he eats the birthday cake his friend made for him, and he said, "Oh God, this tastes bad." And then the movie ends, and that is the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But it's not the end because we got 2 post-credit scenes. We got 2 credit scenes. Do you guys want? Okay, Parker, I'm gonna let you cover the first one, and WM, you get the second one, unless you didn't see it.
I saw it.
I saw
You
it.
saw both of them. There were 2.
Yeah, I saw both of them.
All right, Parker, you get the first post-credit scene, and then WM, you get the one right after all the credits roll, and you know what that one is. Okay, go, Parker. What's the first post-credit scene? It's the one with all the different versions. That's to help you.
All the different versions
Of Kang. Like the
Oh
King
yeah.
Tut.
So
Yeah.
like there's like all these different versions of King, like the different like what's it called?
Multiversal versions of him, like different versions of him from different timelines and stuff.
Yeah, different
Yeah.
timelines and everything. And they all are in one place and they all start plotting against everyone.
Yeah, they start plotting against Ant-Man and the Avengers and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
That's the first post-credit scene. All right, and WM, this was a hype one. I both of them are very hype, but I love this one so much. But I'm going to let WM take it. What was the final post-credit scene for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? What was
So
it,
like
WM?
Kang, it's like old timey, and Kang's doing some kind of
Like a
lecture.
magic show or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
And then it's not Morbius. It sounds like his name though. Like what is
Mobius.
the guy?
Mobius.
Mobius. He's like, I thought you said this guy was dangerous, and then Loki's like, he is, and then it shows Kang in the weird version of himself, and then Loki's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
trying
and Loki and Mobius are there and saying, "This is him. This is the dangerous one." And he said, "Okay, if you say so." Mobius does, and yeah, that's how it ends. And so, but of course, we know that's setting up for, of course, Loki season 2. So, yeah, very exciting. So
Yep.
yeah, there you go, guys. That is the end of this podcast because we covered everything that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania had to offer. Thank you guys for watching this podcast. We appreciate it. We love the support you give us all the time, and we thank you for watching. Goodbye,
I got
everybody.
holes.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Bye. Huh?
We all got holes. Let's go. We got holes. All right, everybody. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Goodbye.